The poll says, do you have student loan debt? That's the first question. I would love to see that poll come up and see what how to respond to that, yes or no, and we'll be able to get some information to you. Do you have student loan debt? That's the next poll I would like to have. So make sure you respond to that, yes or no, and let's just see how we can help people dealing with that issue. Because student loan debt can mess with, it can mess with your self-worth, your self-esteem, and your net worth. So your net worth, So you want to make sure that that's the next poll question I have for you. Do you have student loan debt? And in America, that's a system that they charge for education, unfortunately. So everybody can't get a scholarship or full ride. So we have to figure out how to subsidize our education in the best way possible, and either you start your own business or do something like that. But it's just something to look at. So that's the next poll I want to have. Do you have student loan debt? Next question. What do I need to do to get a company to settle on a reduced balance? Oh, I love this. I mentioned the repossession one. The reduced balance. I had one. I'm not gonna name the phone company, but it was a cellular phone that my wife had. And she's an iPhone freak. She loves the new gadgets all the time. So I ended up getting and at the time the company I was carrying did not carry iPhones when they first came out. So I went and got a cell phone for her, for iPhone. So I got this iPhone. It was from this company. She was happy. She was excited. And then the company that I'm with ended up getting iPhones, so she ended up coming back. So I ended up paying, and I felt like I paid it off. I got a bill for like $900 one time. Like, that's outrageous for like 3 months. I was like, that can't be right, because I had unlimited everything. But somehow they said a clause in my contract I didn't do that. But I remember committing to it. So I ended up fighting that debt. I ended up getting a letter in the mail, and some of you probably get it, and you ignore those letters. Don't ignore those letters. I ended up getting a letter saying that we're ready to settle on the debt at 40%. So I called them. It was a $900 bill. They said, we'll settle it for, I think it was $600 at the time. I said, well, look, I'm telling you this, to be honest, I only owe $250. So I told them that. They were disgruntled. They said no. So we disputed it. We fought it. They ended up coming back. I ended up paying $150 for a reduced balance debt that was supposed to be $900 because of what they felt. So we ended up settling for that debt. But those are tidbits and services that's either in my book or that's in the company when you sign up to get your student loans, not your student loans, but to get the credit restoration program. So it's totally worth it. I could have paid $900, but I paid $150. So tell me what's better for you. So that's how you reduce a balance. The situation with my relative with the truck, there was a repossession. She could have been like, I'm gonna do bankruptcy. I don't have $15,000, but she called me. We entered into the program. She ended up paying $1,500. Some people don't pay anything because sometimes they're overcharged, because people victimize people. Certain communities are red line for bad credit, and they're targeted. Come buy a car. You only have payments of $39 down, $39 a week, but it's not actually like that. So they'll put you in a situation where you have terrible credit. You think you got a nice car, but they give you a car that's 4 or 5 years old with a lot of miles on it. You think you're doing good. They're talking about you're building credit. You don't build credit by buying cars. You don't do that. You build credit by getting secured loans, being diligent, being secured in your situation. So what do I need to get a company to settle on a reduced balance? That's what you do. You dispute it, you fight it, call them up, see if they negotiate a deal. But once you do that, get them to get that in writing that they're going to take that reduced balance. And then once you get that, you get them to say that we're going to settle this debt and it's going to be off your credit report. Make sure you get a letter before you commit to that balance. Okay? I hope that makes sense.